of the recap right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. My name is Choma Innocent, and I'll be your host for today. We'll be taking it all the way till 6 p.m. Don't forget that at 5 p.m. the phone lines will be open for you to contribute to the conversation, right? Recap is that program where we discuss and analyze issues that made major headlines during the week. Of course, I'm not alone. I do have Mr. Peter Anosike. He's a political, social, and national affairs analyst, and he'll be joining me for the analysis segment on the different issues we'll be talking about today. Good evening and welcome to the recap.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming. Always a pleasure to have you here. All right, this is the recap right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. We have some issues to discuss today. I will be introducing you to the topics right about now. So without further ado, I want to jump right into it. Okay, so if you're just joining us for the first time, welcome to Voice of People 90.3 FM. This is the recap where we discuss and analyze issues that made the major headlines during the week. I do have my political analyst right here in the studios. He'll be dissecting these topics for your understanding. At 5 p.m. the phone lines will be open so that you can share your thoughts, your ideas, your opinions, your suggestions. Just basically contribute to the conversation. At about that time, I'll be telling you the phone numbers to call and the number to send a WhatsApp message to as well. We do have quite a lot of issues to discuss. Some really tragic events have happened during the week, and we need to talk about them. But we'll begin with some very soft topics. First up, Abia Airport will unlock Southeast's industrial potential. This is according to the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo. He says the newly flagged off Abia State International Airport will position the state as a commercial and industrial hub for the Southeast region. Now, he said this on Tuesday during the flag-off ceremony of the airport project at Abia State. Right now, the Abia International Airport, which is an upgrade of an existing airstrip, is a collaborative effort between the federal government and the Abia State government. Although the federal government initiated the project, the Abia State government is contributing to the development through runway upgrades. The Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, has explained that the airport is part of President Bola Tinubu's agenda to foster infrastructural development in the Southeast. Mr. Peter Anosike, as someone who comes from the Southeast, say this were your state, would you be happy about the fact that maybe if you had to travel to Abia State for whatever reason, business or otherwise, that you wouldn't have to, and you wanted to take flight, you wouldn't have to take it to a neighboring state and then drive down there? Are you happy about the fact that an airport project has been launched?
I am not.
Why not?
Because Abia State don't need it.
Doesn't need it?
Abia State doesn't need an airport.
What do they need then?
Owerri Airport, Owerri. It's just about 1.5 hours from Umuahia. Aba to Port Harcourt is not more than 1.5 hours. So for me, it is a misplacement of priority on the part of Dr. Andex Oti. Abia State don't need an airport, just like Ebonyi State don't need an airport, because Enugu to Abakaliki is just about not more than 1 hour on a good road. So every state must not have an airport. And over 90% of the airports in the country today are just waste. We have only 4 viable airports in the country. The others are not viable. So airport is not what every state must have. So for me, it is a mistake on the part of Annex Oti. Annex Oti should have gone for rails. Understand me? Rail now there's a train now from Port Harcourt to Aba. So what Oti should have done is to extend that rail line to every part of Abia State. So if you are importing your goods from Port Harcourt International Airport, once it lands there, rail, that a train can bring it into Aba, into Umuahia, or any other town in Abia State. So we don't need airport. we don't need airport. Now, the governor of Lagos State, Sanwo-Olu, has a train all over. This is what the governor should do. And even if Omahi, as a governor of Ebonyi State, then has built a rail from Enugu Airport, Akanibiam Airport, to Abakaliki, it would have been far more better than building an airport that's at Ebonyi State, because there's no business that will drive an airport. There are certainly no business that can drive an airport. That was why, since it was commissioned up to today, nothing has happened. So it's just money that was tied, money that was wasted.
You don't see the airport as helping the people of the state.
Do what? If, example, Omahi has built rail line that connects Enugu and Ebonyi State, when goods come down at Akanibiam Airport, it will go by rail to any part of Ebonyi State it is going to. So for me, all the billions that was spent on Chuba Okadibo Airport in Ebonyi State is waste. It is waste. Understand? So it doesn't make sense. Enugu to Abakaliki is not more than 1 hour. Or whether to Umuahia it's not more than 1 hour 30 minutes. Port Harcourt to Aba is not more than 1 hour. So it's not a must that every state will have an airport.
As long as the neighboring one does.
As long as it is proximity to your area, what we need is rail lines that will protect the roads. So instead of using trainers to be bringing in imported goods from these airports, train can comfortably do it, and it will protect the roads. So for me, that a state has an airport does not mean that it is a developed state. So I'm not happy that he is building an airport, because Abia State doesn't need an airport. Because Aba, that's Port Harcourt Airport, is there, Owerri Airport is there. Just like Ebonyi don't need an airport, because Enugu State, that Enugu Airport is there. So that money should have been channeled into other uses, other infrastructure. So for me, I'm not happy that he is using money which should have been used for other things to build an airport. I don't expect somebody like an ex-OT to do such a thing, because this is one of those that we describe as real businessmen. Understand me? He is not the type of people that we call billionaires without enterprise. This is a former MD of a bank. This Western Union that we are using now in the country was brought to this country by an ex-OT. So he understands business. So, but what our politicians normally do is to, I built this, I commissioned this, I commissioned that. Why most of those things are not viable. So for me, it makes no sense.
It's 16 minutes past 4 p.m. right here on the number one station that gives you a voice. This is Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. The voice you've been listening to belongs to Mr. Peter Anosike. He's the political analyst on today's edition of The Recap, where we discuss and analyze issues that made the major headlines during the week. And of course, we just talked about the Minister for Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, saying an airport in Abia State will unlock industrial potentials for the Southeast. Well, moving on. Buhari didn't remove fuel subsidy. He cared about Nigerians. It's according to Femi Adesina, the former special advisor on media and publicity to the former president, Muhammad Buhari, described the former president as a friend of the masses, which underscored many of his policies and decisions while in government. In fact, Femi Adesina is saying such considerations were responsible for his decision not to remove fuel subsidy while he was Nigeria's president. You recall that Buhari turned 82 on Tuesday, and the Femi Adesina has called him a friend of the poor, saying even in retirement, he still draws people to himself like a magnet. So do you agree that Buhari cared so much for Nigerians and that's why he did not remove fuel subsidy? He did not want to be the one responsible for the hardship that would come after the removal of fuel subsidy?
Well, as I have said in many fora, Buhari left two dangerous things for Buhari, for Tinubu. One of them is the removal of fuel subsidy. The other is the census. These are two contentious issues that Buhari deliberately pushed to Tinubu. And what Adesina said now is an indictment on the personality of Tinubu. So what Adesina is simply saying is that Tinubu does not care for the poor. Understand? That Tinubu does not care for the poor. That's why he has to remove subsidy. But Buhari cared. That's why he did not remove, because he did not want people to suffer. So, but the issue is this. Removing of subsidy is a good thing. But before you remove subsidy, other things should have been put in place. Understand? Because every action has its consequences. Any action anybody takes on earth has its consequences. So, as a leader, before you take any action, you should first of all ask yourself, what will be the consequences of I taking this action? That's how we know who a leader is. What will be the consequence of taking this action? That you can now take care of those consequences before taking the action. You can now take the care of the consequences before taking that action. So if Tinubu has asked himself what will be the consequence of removing subsidy, and first of all address those consequences, Nigeria wouldn't be where they are at this point in time. The hardship in the country wouldn't be as tough as it is this point in time. Because the best time to remove subsidy was when Jonathan removed it in 2012. Reason, then our economy was very healthy. Then our economy was very healthy. It is easier for somebody suffering from malaria to recover from an illness than somebody suffering from cancer. So under Jonathan, we can say that our economy was suffering from malaria, which means that there was still some elements of that's immunity. Understand? Our economy still have immunity at that point in time, because under Jonathan, Nigeria was the largest economy in Africa, followed by South Africa. So then our economy can absorb certain shocks. But Tinubu removed subsidy when our economy was suffering from stage 4 cancer. And once a patient gets to stage 4 cancer, recovery is always very, very difficult. That's why we are suffering what we are suffering at this point in time. So removing subsidy was a good idea, but he should have taken care of the consequences before removing that subsidy. That was the mistake that Tinubu did. Understand? Nobody is blaming him for removing subsidy. Why people are blaming him is that he didn't ask himself what will be the consequences of removing subsidy. Understand? So, but now people are happier with Buhari than with Tinubu, because what Nigerians are going through at this point in time, they never went through that under Buhari. That is why Adesina was saying that Buhari is a friend of the poor.
So it's not because he was empathetic.
No, it's a mockery on Tinubu. Understand me? He was simply mocking Tinubu that Tinubu is a hitman. Tinubu doesn't care for the poor. Tinubu wants the people to suffer. That's why he removed subsidy. Why Buhari cares for the poor, and he didn't understand me. So this is just that a mockery on Tinubu administration. But as I said, a leader is somebody who will think of the consequences of an action before taking that action.
And you don't think that President Tinubu thought out the subsidy removal plan?
He never did.
Very well.
He didn't even think about it for once. Because when he was going to the podium, subsidy was not on the agenda. He said that he was carried away, that he was overcome with courage. Understand? Because subsidy removal was not in that speech that he read on that day.
If that is the case, don't you think there could have been a clarification after that to talk about the ways in which it will be introduced subtly, slowly, and gently in order to make it easier for Nigerians to adjust to the new reality of subsidy removal?
No, he doesn't want to show weakness. He doesn't want to show the world that he is weak. That is the only reason why he has not apologized. But apology does not make somebody weak. Apology makes somebody responsible. So he knew that he made a mistake.
All right, then. At 5 p.m., we'll be taking calls. But right now, we're discussing the issues that made the major headlines during the week. This is the recap right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. The voice you've been hearing belongs to Mr. Peter Anosike. We're talking about quite a range of issues. We've talked about the airport in Abia State, which Mr. Anosike said he does not agree with, as the money could have been channeled into other better
infrastructure, rails.
Yes, and then we also just looked at Femi Adesina, who's the former special advisor on media and publicity to former President Muhammadu Buhari, describing the former president as a friend of the masses and someone who understood and felt the pain of the poor, which was why he did not remove fuel subsidy. I'll move on there to topic number 3. I'll continue to build on your legacy. President Tinubu tells Buhari on his 82nd birthday. Now, Buhari, who handed over the affairs of the country to President Tinubu last year, May 29, 2023, celebrated his birthday in Daura, his country home, on Tuesday this week. Now, President Tinubu was reflecting on Buhari's years of service and leadership, which, according to him, have significantly shaped the course of the nation. I want to quote part of what he said in his speech. Your steadfast commitment to Nigeria's advancement and unity inspires many. Your enduring legacy continues to guide our nation's journey towards prosperity and stability. Are we enjoying prosperity and stability at this moment, since these are the legacies that President Tinubu is saying he wants to build upon?
Well, when we read the history of the formation of Nigeria, Buhari is found wanting. Well, even in the army, Buhari's name is a footnote. How many people in the country do you know that in 1977 Buhari was the petroleum minister when Obasanjo was the head of state? 1977. 1982, when there was a riot in Kanu, Matasina riot, it was Buhari that led the squad that went and put an end to it. Understand me? But in all, he has never been a frontline person. He has never been a frontline person. He has been allowing other people to be doing what he's supposed to do. That was why, as a head of state, it was Tunde Idiabo that ran that government. As a head of state, number 2, that's between 1984 and August 1985. The second was more popular than the first. We used to say in Nigeria that deputy governor or vice president is a spare tire. But when Buhari was head of state, he was a spare tire. It was his deputy, Idiabo, that ran the government. Understand? So all these things, it just for me, is sycophancy. You continue from when your predecessors stop, when you don't have ideas of your own. You continue from where...
What if the person, your predecessor, was doing greatly? Then
you shouldn't have vied for that office.
And so the person should have continued?
You shouldn't have vied for
no,
that office.
Look at it, right? We have a president, it's time for election. The president has served 2 terms. Someone else needs to come in. And the president, the outgoing president, is doing greatly, all right? And then the person who comes after, whether from the same party or not, says the outgoing president has done so well, I want to continue from where this person has stopped. Because it seems the issues you have with President Tinubu continuing from where former President Muhammad Buhari stopped was that you cannot say that Buhari did have this kind of legacies that would laud with so many glowing words.
Go straight to the word. Use the word, heaven would not fall. Buhari's government was a failure. That's the word. If you are running if you want to run for an office, what you should be looking at is the problems in that office. And that is what is going to inspire you. What you are going to do when you come into that office. If you don't have a vision for an office, you don't have to run for the office. Because there must be something that you are coming to do. You're not coming to build on a legacy of another person. Understand me? And that was what affected Commander Harris in America. When they asked him, what will you do? When they asked her, what will you do differently from what Joe Biden is doing? She said, nothing really comes to mind. That was answer. Nothing really comes to mind because she has no vision of her own. So when you are running for an office, you are running to improve that office, to do better than the person that was there before you, are not to continue what he or she is doing. Government is a continuum, I agree. But you must have your own vision. You must come with your own ideas. But Tinubu has been true to his words. All he has campaigned for, he has done it. He said that he will widen the tax net. He has done that. He said he will reduce our purchasing power. He has done that. Even salary of workers now cannot even buy 25 kg of rice. And that's what Tinubu promised, that he will reduce the people's purchasing power. Then he said that he will continue from where Buhari stopped. Buhari is a failure, so that failing is continuing. That failing is continuing.
So it's a legacy of failure as far as you're concerned.
That's what he said. Understand? And his aides are the ones naming Buhari for the state of our nation. That Tinubu inherited a dead economy. But Tinubu knew that Buhari's economy was dead, and he promised to continue from where he stopped. So that is the back and forth you are seeing in the country. And okay, imagine the 2025 budget, where they say that they will reduce exchange rate from 170 to 150. That's 1,700. They will bring it to 1,500. Why this is what he inherited at 700, which means he hoped to do worse than the person that he succeeded. Because if you want to do better and you inherited the exchange rate at 700, you will be aspiring to bring it down to 500 or even 400. But he said that he's going to bring it from 1,700 to 1,500, which is 2 times more than what he inherited it. So that failure is continuing.
And that is all the legacy there is to it. This is Voice of the People 90.3 FM. You're listening to the recap, where we discuss and analyze issues that made the major headlines during the week. And right now we're talking about President Tinubu telling former President Muhammad Buhari that he would continue to build the former president's legacy. This was on the occasion of former President Muhammad Buhari's 82nd birthday. Will continue to build on the infrastructure legacy you bequeathed to our nation as the leader of the APC administration. And Mr. Peter Noske has said he does not see any legacy to be built on. If you say you don't see any legacy to be built on, right, in order to attain the presidency, it is believed that one is bestowed with about wisdom, right? And then you have people around you, you have special advisors, people who advise on economy and every other different sectors in Nigeria at the moment. What could President Tinubu have done differently from President Muhammad Buhari, even though they're coming in from the same APC?
Very good is to reverse all that he has done.
Well, how would he have done that when he said he will continue from where Buhari stopped?
That you asked me, what would he have done differently? What he would have done or differently is to reverse all that Buhari has done. And Nigeria would have been better by now if he had reversed all that Buhari has done.
If you're agreeing that things were, tough, but much easier during former President Muhammad Buhari's time than it is now, so what are the things that you want him to reverse?
One, this guy was junketing all over the world, and investors are not coming in. That simply shows you that the solution of our problem does not lie outside this country. Because somebody has tried it for 8 years, it did not work. Understand me? So the only thing is to look for help from the inside. Look for help from the inside. This guy was borrowing money on everywhere, and Nigeria was going down. This simply shows you that you have to stop borrowing and look inwards to raise that money. This on and on. Understand me? So the only way Tinubu would have done well is to reverse everything that Buhari did. Buhari was running a bogus cabinet. There's no professional that in the presidency.
There is no professional in the presidency. Are you talking about during former President Muhammad Buhari's time or now?
Sure. The ministers that he appointed, the ministers that he appointed, none of them made sense. If there's any of them that made sense, mention his name. Jonathan appointed Akinwumi Adesina. Obasanjo appointed Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. Mention one person that Buhari appointed. So what Tinubu would have done is to reverse all the mess that Buhari did, and the country would change. Cut down on the budget, on the expenses, on the cabinet. Implement Orosonia this thing at the port. There will be money in the country. If we implement the Orosonia report today, or the money that is being wasted will be saved by 50%. So it is not a rocket science at all.
You're listening to Voice of the People 90.3 FM. This is the recap where we discuss and analyze the issues that made the major headlines during the week. And we've been talking about quite a few of them. Moving on in the conversation, IGP bans arbitrary arrest, phone searches and youth harassment by police. The Inspector General of Police, IGP Kade Egbetokun, earlier this week issued a directive banning arbitrary arrest, harassment of youth, checking of mobile phones by police officers across the country. Now, this directive follows rising concerns over police misconduct, particularly after the recent comments made by UK opposition leader Kemi Badnoch on police abuse in Nigeria. And the directive was sent to all state police commands, emphasizing the need to curb human rights violations and restore the Nigeria Police Force's reputation. From this, Mr. Peter Noske, is that not to say that even the IGP acknowledges that sometimes the police actually carries out human rights violation? That's one. On the other hand, it says this report says that the directive was sent to all state police commands. We could call some young people in Nigeria and they will tell you that they still had this kind of terrible experiences with policemen just yesterday, and this circular was sent out earlier in the month, and in the week rather. And this is not even the first time that the IGP or any high-ranking police officer or even the federal government will come out and say, please stop doing this. Is it that the ones who stand by the roadside to effect stop and search, they do not understand what they are being told to do, or are Nigerians told one thing and they are told something else?
Well, every policeman on the road is on target. Every policeman you see carrying their AK-47 on the road is on target.
What are they targeting?
For the DPO, how much are you bringing?
Okay, so wait, the state police command may not know about it or be involved, and it's the DPOs who are the problems, sending out officers to stand by the road, effect stop and search, collect things from people, harass boys, arrest them, throw them in the cell, call them what they are not, and extort money from them. The directive were sent to the state commands. The state commands are supposed to send to the divisional commands, to the area and commands. So from there, this information is on the table of every DPO in this country. So it is not that they are not aware of it. They are aware of it. But as I said, all of them are bringing something to the Oga in the office. So the Ogas are the ones who need to be checked? Wait.
All of them are bringing something to the Oga in the office. And when you don't bring, the next day you may not go out. Understand? So the Ogas are aware of what is happening on the road. They cannot say that they don't know, because this is what is helping them. That is to get money. Understand? Because
aren't they already being paid by taxpayers' funds? Why do they still need to extort Nigerians? And I actually want to focus more on the fact that this is not the first time that the IGP is saying this, and the policemen keep doing whatever they like. So how come is it that there's no mechanism in place to actually check enforcement to make sure that this directive is being enforced? And the IGP feels once I've said it, they're supposed to just hit my words.
Assuming assuming that Nigeria is a country where there are CCTV everywhere, understand? If policeman stops you on the way, there are CCTVs watching, understand, and taking notice of what is going on. You'll be able to argue with a policeman, understand me?
We have citizen CCTV in form of people making videos with their phones when they see policemen harassing people. If you go online and type police harassment in Nigeria, a lot of several different videos that have been posted across social media platforms will come up. And most of these videos, you don't even need to know the context, because you can clearly see the policeman in the video harassing people, trying to throw them into their van, hitting them with batons, sometimes, just beating them up and all that. So why I say we have citizen CCTVs, you can see people sometimes from their houses in high-rise buildings, sometimes just from a corner making videos, because if the police even catches you making videos of them, it will become an issue, and you yourself, you'll become a victim of the police on that day.
That is what I'm saying. But what if they catch you where there's nobody, that to record what is happening?
What I'm saying is, even with recording, right? Is it not only when there is a hue and outcry by Nigerians that the IGP or the state government or any or the station, the DP or anybody will now take up that issue and say, oh, the policemen who were involved in this harassment, they are being investigated and they are being questioned?
He will first of all deny them that it wasn't him that sent them, but he knew what they are doing. So the issue is, they are doing this and getting away with it because they have guns, and you cannot begin to argue or to drag with somebody who has a gun. Understand? Because what they are doing. One day I saw some policemen stop two boys, say, "Bring your phone. Bring your phone." And when you say no, they will accuse you even what you have never thought of. Understand? They would accuse you of assaulting an officer, refusing arrest, and so on and so forth. So you cannot argue with somebody who is with a gun. So these two guys have no other option than to surrender their phones. So they were not scrolling. How do you know this man? That's the names on the phone.
So if I have a name of a name that's not a Nigerian name,
or a big man,
as a journalist, if I have the name or phone number of, say, the state governor, I'm a suspect.
They're asking, how did you know this man?
Or I take a picture with my white friend.
What is your relationship with him? Understand me? Open your bank app. How did you get this money? These are not your business. This is not the business of the policemen on the road. But they want to get something from you, and they are ready to accuse you of anything. So this thing happens everywhere. And those in the offices know what they are doing. It is when people begin to complain, the IG will go and bring out a statement that he had issued 6 months ago, and they reissue it.
Doesn't that show that the police needs reorientation, maybe reformation, refurbishing, and just a realignment for them to understand that they're actually meant to serve and protect Nigerians rather than the other way around? Right now, we have cases on social media where people will be alerting others and be like, oh, if you're going out, be careful of so junction, the police is there. These are people you're supposed to run to for safety when you feel unsafe. But rather, we have to protect ourselves against the police.
For me, we should keep on protecting ourselves, because I cannot advise anybody to drag with a policeman. I can never drag anybody to fight with a policeman, because these guys can shoot somebody, find a gun, put on that person, and say that he is an armed robber. And
when of course the cops cannot defend,
the cops cannot listen. Understand me? They do it. So I cannot advise anybody to drag with policemen, because most of them are frustrated. 99.9% of them are frustrated. Government is frustrating them, and they are doing a transfer of aggression on innocent Nigerians. People who are not part of your problem, people who did not contribute to your problem, people you are being paid with their tax money, with their hard-earned money. You are now turning your frustration on them. So for me, even talking of retraining and so on, and so, I don't see it working because it is endemic. It is a canker worm that is already in them. That there's no soap, there's no sponge that can wash that out of them. It is in the inside of them, not on the outside.
Okay, talking about enforcement, right? If Nigerians keep bringing up scenarios where even after this kind of decrees and others, the police still goes ahead to harass youths, check their phones and stop them arbitrarily, arrest them for flimsy reasons, what are the mechanisms put in place for enforcement to make sure that, okay, anyone who harasses our citizens just by a report, you don't even need to have video evidence, right? If you just say, okay, they're at this spot, they're doing this, where they can even have plainclothes policemen like others checking them out, right? You have situations where if you have an organization, or maybe you have a shop in a complex in a particular state, you send someone from another state to go to that shop, see what is going on there, pose like a customer. I don't know if you understand what I mean, Mr. Peter Anoske. So what are the mechanisms put in place to ensure enforcement and to ensure that those who do not follow the rules are actually sanctioned so that Nigerians can feel safer? That's the question.
Bible say that a house that divided against itself cannot stand. So Satan cannot fight Satan. Those that are sending and those being sent are the same thing. Understand? Those that are sending from the offices and those being sent are the same thing. All of them are drinking the same water. A DPO was formerly a constable, a sergeant. So they all pass through this system. They know what is happening. My concern is the safety of life of the people. Understand? That is my own concern. That's why I would not advise anybody to begin to drag with a policeman, understand me, or begin that to fight because if you go and report a policeman, that's at the station, the story will change. They will turn it against you. They will say that you are resisting arrest. You are assaulting an officer. Understand? So the only thing is to do what you can do and get away from them, because these are not friendly people.
All right, then you're listening to the recap right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. My name is Choma Innocent. The voice you've been hearing belongs to Mr. Peter Anoske, and he's been analyzing the issues that made major headlines during the week right here on Recap. All right, we're moving on to our very last topic, right? And I just need you to pardon me a little. It's very difficult to remain professional in the face of an unnecessary tragedy that claims the life of Nigerians while they're trying to look for something to eat. For the third time in 4 days, 27 people died in Anambra State this morning at a stampede that occurred in Okija, Ihiala local government area of Anambra State. Why? They gathered to collect rice at the local foundation owned by philanthropists in the state, which from everything I've gathered today, this is not the first time that this person is doing this, right? This is not the first time that this person always shares rice to widows when the Utah is approaching. And from the report I got, this person also shares things to children on Christmas Day in his community. Unfortunately, it's a Black Saturday in Nigeria. From Anambra State to Abuja, where about 10 people have also been confirmed dead due to gathering at the Holy Trinity Catholic Church in Abuja to collect palliatives. You recall that on Wednesday in Ibadan, 35 children or more, because the number of casualties greatly increased since then. 35 children who should right now be playing with their mates are rather, their cold bodies are rather lying in the morgue, getting ready for burial. Some of them have been buried already. And parents who will celebrate this Christmas in sorrow, tears, and pain. Should Nigerians have to die because they want to eat, Mr. Anoski?
Well, that simply shows you the level of hunger in the country.
Why does it keep being denied at the higher echelons of power? Nigerians have become a palliative seeking people.
This shows you the level of hunger in the country. What happened in Okija, Anambra State, the person, Obi Jackson, does that every year. He does that every year. What caused this one is because more people, because of the hunger in the land, more people have to come. And it led to that's a stampede. So it is not that this is not the first time. It has been happen. He usually do it every year, but other years don't witness as
Such
much
turnout.
such turnout. But today, when a bag of rice is selling at 100,000, and this is why everybody has to come from all the nooks and crannies of even outside the Guyana. And because of the turnout, it's led to Stampede. That's also what happened in Ibadan. It is not that this year was the first time that that gift is being given. They do that thing every year. But because this is the worst history, the worst Christmas in the history of Nigeria, happening under Bola Ahmed Tinubu, just imagine the number of people that have died as a result of hunger just under a week.
Less.
Just under a week, between Wednesday and Saturday. Anambra, Abuja, Oyo. This event has been an annual event, but a lot of people are not turning out because rice was fairly affordable the other years. But today, it's no more affordable, and that's what is pushing people to the street. When I watched the video of what happened in Ibadan, it was like a campaign. Thousands of people turn out because a radio station say, come for a free food. I'm sure throughout from 1999 to 2015, I didn't hear of anywhere that people died of stampede because they are looking for what to eat.
And if you go back earlier in the year, people actually died of the stampede when they were trying to buy rice for 40,000 naira.
That's
that customs was selling.
Customs. I have never heard this before. Mind you, what 157 people were burnt to death in Jigawa State, where they went to scoop fuel. They knew that it is risky to scoop fuel because anybody can strike a match and everybody will burn. But because of they can no longer afford it, that's why they took that risk. And all of them were burnt like goats. And somebody saying that he wants to build on a legacy that somebody else started. Understand? He wants to continue from where somebody else stopped. And this is the continue. This is what we are seeing. People dying because they want to go and get even not up to 5 kg of. I watched the the Okija video, you see dead bodies of women everywhere. And now, what is the fate of their children? What is the fate of those women, of their children? Then in Ibadan, what is the fate of the parents whose children died in that stampede? So this is going to be the worst Christmas ever in the history of Nigeria.
All right. It is so scary, so painful, and honestly quite annoying. But President Tinubu has cancelled all his official engagements for today in order to honor the Stampede victims. Is this all they'll be getting? At what point do we say it's not okay for 35 children to die because they want to eat? And it's not okay for 27 widows to die because they want to eat? It's not okay for 10 elderly people to die because they want to eat in Abuja?
Would that bring them back?
It will. What about measures to be put in place to actually prevent further occurrences, right? Yes, it won't bring them back, but at least the ones who are alive will know. Honestly, if anybody decides to share a palliative tomorrow, people will still gather there. And if there's no proper coordination, there will still be another stampede.
Because they cannot afford it in their various
So you
homes.
would think that these figures and these deaths will deter anyone from going to collect palliative tomorrow. It won't, because of the state of the nation.
It won't. That's why I talk about action and consequences. Once a leader cannot think, first of all, think of the consequences of his action before taking that action, this kind of thing will continue to happen. Once a leader cannot think of the consequences of his action before taking that action, this kind of thing will continue to happen. Tinubu is in a safe hand. 8 billion naira for his feeding in 2025 budget. Understand? So he will cancel his official engagement, send a note of condolence. Understand? But a doctor who is treating a patient in pain and that doctor are not feeling the same thing. The doctor is not feeling what that person is feeling. They are not on the same page. They are not on the same page. So until we begin to do the right thing, until we begin to know that the only way to know whether a government is doing well is by checking the quality of life of those people, we cannot move forward. Until we know that government is about the people, the masses, that power belongs to the people, will not move forward. So I'm not seeing this thing ending today. It will continue to happen until they begin to feel what the masses are feeling.
It's 5 p.m. Time for me to take your calls, your messages. Time for me to hear from you right here on the recap. This is Voice of the People 90.3 FM. I'm your host. My name is Chioma Innocent. The voice you've been hearing belongs to Mr. Peter Anosike, and he's been analyzing the issues that made the major headlines during the week right here on the recap. So call me up 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call to be a part of these conversations. 0700 903 903 903. I want to hear from you, so call me up. If you'd rather send a message on WhatsApp, it is to 0817-175-6338. 0817-175-6338. Call me up. I definitely want to hear from you. Hello, are you there? Welcome to Matters. Good afternoon. All right, call me up. The phone lines are open. 0700 903 903 9. You're just joining us. This is the recap right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. We've been discussing the issues that made the major headlines during the week. We've talked about quite a few issues. I would implore you to also check us out on YouTube. We're streaming live on YouTube. Head on over to the search bar, type there VOP 903 FM, and you can get to watch us live and direct and be a part of the program by actually leaving a comment right there on YouTube. So call me up. I want to hear from you. This is Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Welcome to Recap and good evening. Hello there. Welcome to Recap. Good evening. All right, 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call to be a part of this conversation. Are you there? Welcome to the recap and the good evening. What's your name and your location, please?
Hello, Chama. Good evening. Good evening, ma.
Hi, how you doing?
I know. How is the work?
I'm great. Let's hear from you quickly.
My name is Monday. So I'm calling for Creek Racers.
Welcome, Monday. Let's hear from you on what we discussed today.
Now, question I want to ask, so all this thing which happen for this country, where is our favorite? Where is our Elisha in this country? Where is our Elisha? We go speak with us. We go talk. All this pastor, where is our Elisha today? Now I want to ask. Nobody wants to talk. Nobody wants to talk. All these things will happen for every day, different story, every day, different story. Nothing they change. It's not good. It's not good. Okay, not the next month now you go enter 2025. They still see they go. The budget of 2027 and then they see the talk they go. Nothing done. How much a friend now? How much a bag of rice now? Where is our life today? If they want to vote now.
Thank you, Monday. Thank you so much for your call. I really appreciate you. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Good evening. My name is Shoga from Alagbadu.
Welcome, Shoga.
I just want to talk. I want to talk on the issue of the Stampede. Let me tell you something. There are two things that human beings will not tolerate. It is either a do or die affair. When it comes to a case of fighting for your freedom, nobody wants to be a slave. It is either you get your freedom or you die. People will want to fight. When it comes to a case of survivor, and that was what affected the people that stampede themselves and the people that were sweeping fuel. When it comes to a case of survivor, it is either you survive or you die.
Are you there, Sugar? Hello, Sugar, are you with me? You know what? Give me a call back. I want to hear from you. This is Voice of the People 90.3 FM 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903. Call me up. Remember to turn down the volume of your radio set before you give me a call. Keep it short, keep it civil, keep it factual, and keep it polite. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Good evening, Chairman.
Hi, what's your name and location, please?
My name is Uzo from Pitch.
Welcome, Uzo. Let's hear from you quickly.
Okay. I saw from your countenance how you felt sorry over this news. And the only thing our president could do is to stop his official engagement. That is all. See, let me tell you, we are so gullible in Nigeria. That's countries that this country cannot happen. But I thank God for those who told the way forward. Now, everybody is facing it. There's no market for APC, no market for labor, no market for outside. Everybody is facing it now. And I believe that 27 is coming. 2027 coming. We are going to see. You understand? 27 widows at Opeka. 27 widows. And God always look at widows. Look at how they just go like that. Just go like that. God is annoyed with Nigeria. But let us see. See what you have next year. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your call. 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call to be a part of this conversation. Call me up. I want to hear from you. On WhatsApp is 0817 175 6338. We really started the full call session on time today so that we can take as much calls as we can. Okay? Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Peter Usifo is my name. Chama Innocent.
Welcome, Peter Usifo. How are you doing today? Hello? You didn't even talk much before you left. What thing they happen? Call me up 0700 903 903 903. This is Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Want to hear from you. Your opinion is welcome. Okay, so Call me up 0700 903 903 903. Welcome
Hello,
to
Chairman.
the recap. Hi, good evening. How you doing?
Chairman, how you doing?
I'm great.
Compliments of the season, though.
Well, the season is
the
proving
Son
to
of
be
Zika-
tragic.
They will. The Son of Zika, they agree to.
He
Thank you
agreed
so
to
much.
too.
From Bariga.
Welcome to the conversation, Joe. 2 minutes, please.
Yes. Chairman, did you see him presenting when he was presenting that box of budget? You see him, the way he flexed his hand 2 times. Every other person, I didn't know whether it's only me that saw it. He was so happy that this money, the money for 2005 is available. You know, Chairman, this thing, we have been saying it. Democracy. If you don't fight for it, you are not going to get it. If you would like, let us sit in our comfort zone and be talking every day. If we don't fight for it, so that people will die, and some other people will enjoy it. And we are not enjoying this, our democracy. I'm telling you, we are not enjoying it. Let us fight for it. If we die, then the other one will succeed. They will eat it. They will enjoy it.
When you say it that way, would you like to be on the dying
you are in
end?
Lagos State. Mr. President is in Lagos State now. And you see what people are suffering. And he's not doing anything. He's not reacting.
Well, he has cancelled all his engagements for today. Isn't that a reaction? Thank you. Thank you so much for your call. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call to be part of this conversation. Thank you so much for holding on. Thank you for holding on. My apologies, please. Good evening. Welcome to the recap.
Good evening, Choma. Good evening,
How
Choma
are you doing
Innocent.
today?
I'm fine. I'm still waiting for your response. I have not replied my this thing. The reason I sent to you.
You sent
Okay.
me. Can you resend it, please?
Yes.
I must have.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay, I'll
please
do that.
resend
Okay,
it
I will
before
do
the
that.
end of the program. Okay.
Okay.
So
okay,
go
I'll do
ahead
that.
and
I
talk
greet,
about
I greet my
issues.
I greet my brother, Mr. Nosike.
We greet you too.
Happy Xmas to everybody in advance.
Please answer Zerina.
Thank you
Well-
so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. I'm happy to hear your voice, my brother. Yeah, we're doing a great job. Okay, Choma, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Zerina.
Yeah. On this, please, let me, I'll be snappy anyway. On this Abia airport, I will advise less what is this is somebody people keep praising a governor. So for him to at least not to know what to do on time, if he can cancel the airport, better, and listen to what Mr. Nasike said. This let that man not just change to other people. Then please on Femi Adesina, are you hearing me?
Yes, I can hear you, Zerina.
Yeah. Then I say Adesina, that is what Adesina, that is one thing now. Maybe for 2 years now, you see INEC. They say Mahmoud just said they call him for lecture. You see this, and that is why I don't really understand Nigeria. First, Femi Adesina come out and say in public, let him talk about this insecurity in this thing. Let him ask. Let at least be able to tell Nigeria what he mean when he said let people should leave their land before they kill them. At least have an idea of what is happening now. Let him come and talk about this thing. Not every time they just try to be sent. Maybe because of thought that people have forgotten what they are doing, what they did. You see, it's left for Nigerians. On the police, still on the police problem is still left for Nigerians because they cannot just they just pick anybody. People just say people still criticize it or people just support. That without this thing affect everybody one by one. Let people come together and say no, enough is enough before this thing. On this, please, on this, there's one thing Mr. Anachika did not say concerning ministers from this Buhari.
Okay,
He said they mentioned the one of them. There's this one. This man is sent to go and represent Nigeria in the ICC. ICC that carried last out of 100 and something people countries that he went to represent. This man went to Nigeria and disgraced Nigeria. He did not mention that. Let him talk about the failure of this man, that man. You see, the failure of that man. On this, see, that is this thing, this Tinubu calling of these things. I thought Tinubu was in this thing, and when a Muslim was having their this thing, Tinubu just gave them billions of this thing. What happened to Christians? They said it's a secular state. They asked Tinubu what happened to Iran. They said the council of the duty. Tinubu, what happened to these billions of this thing as they sent this thing? What happened to Christians? You see that later man, the man, don't vote for that man. Let the man resign, so that Nigeria will be free.
Thank
you
for
take
your
care.
call, Zerinadi. Please resend that message, okay? Resend it like Immediately. If you can hear me, Peter Osifo, if you're listening right now, do give me a call back. You can call me on WhatsApp if the phone lines are not connecting. Okay? 0700 903 903 903. Call me up. This is the recap. Turn down your volume on your radio set and give me a call back. Okay? Turn down the volume on your radio set before you call me. It makes for a smoother and more seamless conversation. Okay? If you don't turn down the volume on your radio set, it will be very difficult for us to hear each other. All right? You cannot try to hear me and hear yourself at the same time. Please turn on the volume on your radio set, and I'll appreciate it. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Peter Usifo is my name.
Welcome back.
My view.
Welcome back.
Radio.
Yes, welcome
you
back.
You have only been cutting my calls unnecessarily.
I have been cutting your calls unnecessarily?
Yes.
You don't know that your network is bad, Mr. Peter Usifo.
Call my name first time around. Please let me hear my views.
Please air your views. Air your views.
This is not sectional radio, for God's sake. One, my opinion on Abia State. Hello?
Excuse me.
Are you hearing me?
He shouldn't be treating anybody. He must not open it.
Hello?
Open it.
It's open.
He must not threaten you on this station.
He's not threatening me, all right?
He must not threaten you.
You can go ahead and air your view, okay?
On this station.
Go ahead and air your view. Everybody, this voice of people want to hear from everyone, okay? But keep it brief. Yes, please, go ahead.
You know, that is, in your opinion, to have an international airport in Abia State. I think that he has wisdom in that. Because he wants Abia State or about to be another Milan of Nigeria. You understand?
Another Milan.
Abia State is an industrial area. And he wants international airport instead of cargo airport that was being suggested to him. And I think the president brought the idea.
Okay.
When he spoke with the Minister of Aviation, that spoke with the Abia State government for cargo airport. Then the Abia man said, no, let it be international airport. And they brought it over. And it's very good. It's a good idea. Then, secondly, the removal of all subsidies and of course the devaluation of the naira, to me, they are good policies. The only thing is the management of such policies. And I'm praying that come 2025, this original report will be fully implemented so as to cut down the cost of governance and of course make sure that things go well. Look at the petroleum industry. It's growing. We have Dangote and it's NNPC. So, and more petroleum refineries will also be opened, both private and public, and it's helping Nigeria. So this is my own opinion for now. We should not be criticizing government every time.
We should not be criticizing. You didn't talk about the Stampede, Peter Osifo. You didn't talk about the Stampede, Peter Osifo. Before you go, you could talk about the Stampede.
You said?
You could talk about the Stampede that happened in Ibadan, Abuja, and Anambra within the past 4 days.
Beautiful. Thank you for giving me space to talk on that. It is not, let me tell you, the Stampede is not caused by hunger as it were, but it's caused by people who organize it.
Peter, how can you say that the Stampede is not caused by hunger?
Joma, have you seen a criminal that
how can you say you can't say that? You can't say that.
Have you seen a criminal?
You can't say that.
Look, any day you pick his call,
you can't say that. You can't say that. You can't say that. You can't say that. Please don't derail the show.
Excuse me.
Don't derail the program.
Any day you pick his call while I'm on air, I walk out.
I'm going to pick whoever. This is voice of the people.
Any day,
we cannot select the people we want to talk to.
Any day I'm on air, you pick Peter Osifo's call, I walk out. You try it and see.
All right, Mr. Peter Anoske, I need you to calm down.
I say any day I'm on air, you pick Peter Osifo's call, I walk out of the studio.
Just calm down for a bit, okay?
Test me and see me.
You realize that this is voice of the people 90, but this is voice of the people.
Test me and see me.
We cannot
be choosing
and we cannot speak.
Don't pick his call when I'm
here. To listen to, okay?
I'm not saying don't. Never pick his call when
everybody
I'm
cannot
here.
Agree with you. You know that.
I say never pick his call when I'm here.
I hear you, but I'm also saying that everybody cannot agree with you.
Any day you pick his call when I'm here.
Everybody cannot agree with you, Mr. Peter Anoske. Let's be calm. Let's be calm, okay? There is nothing to choose. There is nothing to choose. This is voice of the people. We have to listen to everyone. All right?
Imagine
this is voice of the people. We have to listen. You can't say that. You can't say that. Did you see him stealing anything? Why would you call him a criminal?
That was not caused by hunger.
He's talking about people being patient. And other people have said that before. Okay, please let's calm down. Let's calm down. Let's not derail the conversation. Okay, let's calm down. Let's not derail the conversation. This is Voice of the People. If we cannot hear from everybody, no matter the opinion, except you're not being factual, except you're not being polite,
I said,
that's the only time when we will not take such calls.
Never
okay?
pick his
Let's
call
not derail the conversation. I hear you, but I don't agree with you. So let's not derail the conversation, Mr. Noske. Let's not derail the conversation. Let's not derail the conversation. Thank you very much. This is Voice of the People 90.3 FM. You're listening to the recap right here. Okay, it's getting hot. It's getting hot right here in the studios, okay? But everybody calm down, all right? And if you call me after now, I need you to talk about the issues on ground, not about this brief altercation, okay? Please, I need to talk about the issues on ground. This is Voice of the People. The same way we pick your calls is the same. We don't see these names. We don't see these numbers before they come in. Even when someone accuses me of trying to cut them off, we have different systems. I really even shouldn't be explaining, but we have different systems of taking calls in this case. We have different systems of picking calls. We can't see your numbers except you're sending messages on WhatsApp, okay? So we cannot block anybody from calling. There's a reason why we're Voice of the People, all right? So everybody, let's take a deep breath and calm down, all right? We'll go on a short break, and when we return, the recap will continue right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Stay tuned. Welcome back. This is Voice of the People 90.3 FM. You're tuned into the recap. 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call to be a part of the conversation. Before we go ahead and continue taking your calls, I want to bring you up to speed on the different issues which we have discussed today. First up, Abia Airport will unlock Southeast's industrial potential. This is according to the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Kiyamo. And of course, Mr. Peter Anoske is saying he does not agree that even if Abia State is an industrial hub, it does not need an airport, as there is already an airport in the neighboring state. Then Femi Adesina, who's the former special advisor on media and publicity to former President Muhammad Buhari, has said that Buhari did not remove fuel subsidy because he cared about Nigerians. So do you agree to that Buhari did not remove fuel subsidy because he was empathetic and because he had so much love for Nigerians, he did not want to see them suffer? If that's the case, what does that make President Bola Tinubu? Then we also looked at President Tinubu telling Buhari that he will continue to build on the former president's legacy. This was on the occasion of the 82nd birthday of former President Muhammad Buhari. He said, I'll continue to build on your legacy, on the infrastructure legacy that you have laid down, and I'll continue to make sure that I carry on what you have started. Well, he did say it, that he will continue from where former President Muhammad Buhari stopped. I guess that's where we are right now. And then we looked at the IG of police banning arbitrary arrest, phone searches, and youth harassment by the police, right? Not just during this Utah season, but it should not even be happening at all. And we also talked about the fact that many policemen across the country doing stop and search, they don't even obey this. This searchlight has been on the Nigerian police since Kemi Badnoch, who is the UK opposition leader, talked about police abuse in Nigeria. But even way before that, remember NSAS in 2020? That was Nigerian youths and trying to say the police is not doing what they're supposed to do. They're not protecting us. Instead, they're harassing us. And finally, we talked about the tragic development where 27 people died this morning in Okija, Ihiala local government area of Anambra State while they went to collect palliatives. This same morning, about 10 people have been reported dead in Abuja where they went to collect palliatives. The crowd was overwhelming. You do recall that about 35 children died on Wednesday in Ibadan due to a stampede where people went to collect palliatives. We've become a nation that relies on palliatives in order to feed, and that is not the best thing for us at this moment. Anyway, call me up. I want to hear from you. Please, when you call, talk about any of these different issues, okay? The brief altercation that occurred earlier has passed. Please don't allude to it. All right, we've derailed the conversation enough. I want to hear from you. This is Voice of People 90.3 FM. Call me up. Thank you so much for holding on. Thank you for holding on. Thank you for holding on. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Hello.
Hi, I can hear you. What's your name and location, please?
Okay, this is Moshodi George calling from Accra, Ghana.
Welcome, Moshodi George. How are you doing today? How is Accra?
Accra is great.
Great to hear from you.
Doing fine.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah. Please, you have right to pick everybody's call, but there are some starting statements someone will make you cut the call immediately.
Thank you.
It's not everything you must hear or listen to.
Thank you. Please, let's talk about the issues on ground.
Okay, very good. Concerning Buhari, with what is happening now in Nigeria, I can say yes, Buhari is far better than Tinubu. I will not lie. So what the spokesperson to Buhari said, to an extent, I believe in it.
That
They're
is because
talking
he
about
didn't want Nigerians to suffer. That's why he didn't remove subsidy.
Yes, because fuel was less than 300 then. Rice, all the things now up to 100,000 then. So we can't say that they are reducing money now from dollar now from 17 to 15. Who are they cheating? What you met 700, you are doing all this one as if you are working. Please let me talk about this Stampede, man.
Okay, go ahead.
People have been organizing like to give out to the widows, to the poor people. It's not a bad idea. So someone trying to tell you that they did not organize well, they did not plan well, I don't see where with Peter Osifu. He's not supposed to use such statement. That's why I said there are some certain statements someone will make to cut the call immediately. Yeah. So concerning all those things, this is showing that there is hunger in the land. People know, yes, that when they go, they have been organizing different shows before. They have been giving, even carnival. Is there any stampede? The only stampede I can talk about before was when Goodluck Jonathan organized a recruitment for immigration also. That was when we heard about those things. Not like maybe when they are sharing food or anything. So we pray God will see us through, and maybe 2025 will be better, so that people will have access to. Not everybody will go and look for food. That is, they can afford for their own. Thank you very much, man.
Thank you so much for your calls. It might be time to open the borders, Mr. Peter Anaske, don't you think?
Well, security issues is a problem, but I'm in support of opening the borders and put security officials there. That's if they can be upright.
Opening the borders for food items to come in, rice and others.
Sure.
0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call to be a part of these conversations. You can also send me a message on WhatsApp to 0817 175 6338. 0817 175 6338. Yes, that's the number to send a message to on WhatsApp. I want to hear from you. This is Voice of People 90.3 FM. We'll give you your voice. Everyone, and I mean everyone, has a voice right here. So call me up. We've talked about a number of different issues, so you can air your views on any of these issues. We really want to hear from you. 25 minutes past 5 p.m. We're taking this all the way to 6 p.m. So call me up. I'm ready to take your calls. I'm ready to hear from you. All right, so call me up. Welcome to the recap. Good evening. What's your name and location, please?
Good evening, Choma.
Hi, how you doing?
Choma.
Hi.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Mr. Chikeze calling from. My name is Mr. Calling from Ago.
Mr. Chikeze, welcome to
Yes, I want to talk about Abia. Thank you. I want to talk about Abia State Airport. There is not Abia State having an airport. Those who are against it, I don't know the reason why. If we Port Harcourt,
Mr. Chikeze, you are breaking. Mr. Chikeze, your voice keeps breaking.
Imo have their own airport.
Okay.
Are you with me now?
I'm with you.
Hello?
I can hear you, Mr. Chikeze. Please go ahead.
So I think against it.
This call is not smooth at all. Give me a call back, Mr. Chikeze, okay? I definitely want to hear from you. I'm going to take your call. Give me a call back as soon as you can, all right? Just give me a call back. That call was not smooth. It was not seamless at all. I want to hear from you. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you very much, Chama.
Yes.
Sorry, okay, presenter. Please, my name is Coca. I'm calling from Ojo.
Coca, welcome to the program, Coca.
Thank you very much. I just want to comment on the issue of the Stampede.
The issue of what? The Stampede. Okay, go ahead.
Stampede.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Yeah, like one of the callers said, this is not the first time of organizing such
an event
gathering. Yes. Like the hunger. The Stampede now is caused by hunger for the stomach. If you check in the previous time, maybe there are one or two Stampede notice. It is either hunger for employment or hunger for one thing or the other. But this particular one, spontaneously, Ibadan, Abuja, and Okija is definitely directed toward the stomach. So that's to show that there's something wrong with the system of governance. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your call. 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call to be a part of the conversation. Welcome to Recap. Good evening.
Hi, Chama.
How are you doing?
I'm great. My name is Joval. Good evening.
Welcome, Joval. It's been a while.
Let me say hi to Mr. Peter Nosike. Mr. Peter Nosike, good evening, sir.
Jovia, compliment of the season.
I wish you the same. I like to hear his voice, Choma. Choma,
like
how are you now?
Don't bother, please. Let's just hear your opinion.
Choma, Choma, compliments of the season.
Compliments of season to you as well. Let's hear from you quickly, all right? So I can hear from others as well.
I have a very short time to talk here. Choma, emphatically, I'm saying that the level of hunger in this land is unprecedented.
It seems we are the only ones experiencing it, and the political elite cannot relate.
I am saying that it is unprecedented. Those political elites, they are not hungry. Aren't you hearing what Akpabio said the other time? That the people should protest while they enjoy and eat whatever they like. So why would they be hungry? And when the elites are the only people who are able to feed and the masses are poor and cannot feed, then it's a failed state. If not, why would the children gather to just come and collect food and they are dying up and down? Was it like this the other time? This program is not the first time it is happening. It's been happening, Choma, before now. But the turnout became more because the families of these children could no longer afford to feed them well. That's what we are saying. Not somebody who come and tell us that it's not because of the hunger. What we are saying is that before the program will be organized, of course, children will turn out for it. Let me give an example. We might have like 50 children turn out for this program before now. But now that there's poverty, there's no food, then you now have 50 times, maybe 10 times of that 50 people turn out. You have like 500 people turn out. So it will be difficult for the organizers, to handle these things in a way that what happened would not have happened. So now the government is making it look like we are blaming the organizers, that it is their fault. No. It is the fault of the government that could not fulfill their constitutional duty by providing for the people they govern. So why is Tinubu saying that he's saddened by this and he's not going to... So these are just medicine after death. Whatever he is saying will not bring back these children to life. And I tell you, Choma, this Christmas will become the worst for these families because you know why? They've lost their precious children. They'll be mourning instead of celebrating. Meanwhile, those who are telling us that they are rulers of this country will be celebrating while the people they are ruling are mourning. So, Choma, please, I want to part my way from this program now. Please, whoever that will call here and come and make us angry, end the call immediately.
Thank you.
Choma, compliments of the season.
Thank you for your call. Compliments of the season, Joval. Have an amazing Christmas. 0700 903 903 903. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call to be part of the conversation. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
What's your name and location, please?
I'm Stanley. I'm calling you from Aboru, Hitop Estate in Abaja.
Welcome, Stanley.
Yeah, thank you. I just want to contribute about the Stampede.
Okay.
The fact that every time you get organized for the videos or different segments of the people, this time around, though, if you organize for videos, every woman will come. Because if you don't have food, you are just like a widow. So it's no more for a particular segment of people any longer. If you call for the orphans, all the children around everywhere will come and eat. So it has become a leveler. Everybody is in the same state now. So nobody will say it is because of organizers. The crowd will always be much. Anytime you call for any free food, it is a very pathetic story now. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your call. 0700 903 903 903. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call to be part of this conversation. Call me up. I want to hear from you. Send a message to WhatsApp on 0817 175 6338. 0817 175 6338 on WhatsApp. Okay? I want to hear from you. Do call me up. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Shioma.
Hi, how you doing? Good evening, Remy.
I'm not bad. It's Remy here. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. As good as can be.
People just need to just stay good, There are reasons not to be, but it's important to stay good. IG must understand that this rhetoric does not make sense to Nigerians anymore. If you truly want to enforce any law if the people don't understand that they are being checked, they will perpetrate it. Tell me how many IG in Nigeria did not collect a kickback from all those guys that go to the street. Let them come and swear to Shogun, Shango, and Okija. It happens. But one thing I think they should do, if they are really serious, they mean business, Chama, one body camera costs $10. Anybody on patrol, give them body camera. But when people know that they are being monitored from the command center, they will be well behaved.
Do you think that's going to stop anything?
It's not going to stop corruption, but it will minimize it. Chama, this is how body camera works. If you are police or I'm a police, I'm talking to you on the road. As I'm talking to you, the camera is being recorded.
But it can be switched off, can't it?
No. If you switch it off, you lose your job. You lose your job. That's how it works. When you see George Floyd in America, the footage of and recording of his oppression, it was extracted from the body camera. So if you don't introduce that into our system, you can even get, Nigerians can even donate. They can even buy this for you. And lastly, before I shut up, I want to beg Mr. Anosike, God bless your wisdom. Please, I will not want to listen to a radio station where some other people are stopped. This is why democracy is allowed. We understand even if we don't agree with some people, we cannot do what they do. Because, look, this stampede, you have to be a slave who is so much devoted to the protection of his enslaver to say this was not caused by the state of the country. Chama, the situation in Ibadan, I have a friend, 2 different accounts. A friend told me that when he was going home around 2 a.m., people were already gathering at that school.
That was the report.
My dear, which normal human being who have rice and soup in their pot will leave their home at 2 a.m. to go and stay somewhere to stand a chance of getting a stipend? And by the time another friend was going to work around 6 a.m., that road was already massive and his car was damaged because of the size of the crowd there. If you said that was not caused by poverty and the economic situation of the country, you need a brain transplant. Have a good evening.
Thank you, Remy. Thank you for your call. All the way from North London, 0700 903 903 903, 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call to be a part of the conversation. Welcome to Recap. Good evening.
Good afternoon, Chama.
Hi, what's your name and location, please?
Anosike. My name is Marshall. I'm calling from Ikeja.
Welcome, Marshall. How's Ikeja today?
Doing good. Okay, so I want to speak on the Stampede, and I'm not going to blame the organizers. I'm going to blame the head. I'm going to blame the government because this is something that is honestly caused by hunger and the state of things in the country. Anybody that thinks otherwise needs to get himself checked because, Choma, if you have food in your house and somebody says come to this place to collect that or to eat, you would not leave your house. If you have food in your house, if you are okay and the government has created an enabling environment for you to survive, nobody will give you a cup of rice and say that please vote for me, or they won't be able to buy your conscience because you are okay, you are satisfied. So you won't be manipulated to do anything or to vote for that person because of what they have given to you because you are satisfied, right? So when you now say somebody should gather somewhere to receive food, it's because they are hungry. There's no two ways about it. And the people that organize it are not to be blamed. It is the government. Because if the government provides an enabling environment, if the government provides food that is okay for people to afford, if the government provides security for farmers to go to the farm and harvest what they want to harvest and farm properly, this thing will be curbed. It will be reduced. I'm not saying people will not gather, no, but it will be reduced. But you can see the numbers. And I'm telling you the truth today that, Choma, this thing will not stop unless the government do something about the situation of things. Are you telling me that the people that died today are not aware of the people that died in Ibadan? But they still went because people must survive. Human being must find a way to survive. And you see, one thing is that nobody jokes with food. The belly is the fastest route to use to manipulate somebody. So when somebody says no about hunger, it's a really provoking statement. We love your station. I want to continue listening to it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your call.
Take it easy.
Thank you. 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call to be part of the conversation. If you'd rather send a message on WhatsApp, it is 0817 175 6338. Call me up. Welcome to the recap. Good evening. How are you doing today? Can you hear me?
I'm calling again from Ago.
Hello?
Yes, I want to talk about the Stampede.
Please go ahead. Go ahead.
Hello?
Go ahead. Go ahead. I can hear you.
I want to talk about the Stampede.
Please do.
Yeah. I'm talking. The Stampede, yes, the Stampede is the government. When they deny the people the way they...
Whoosh. All right. I want to hear from you, but it seems that we keep experiencing this issue, right? You just black out at some point. So you know what? Send me a message. Okay? Send me a message or call me directly, right? If you call me directly, I'm going to take your call. So send me a message or call me directly, please. All right? Welcome to the recap. Good evening. I like as everybody turn on their radio sets. Please keep it up. Thank you so much. What's your name and location, please?
Yeah, this is Ben. I'm calling from Magaba.
Welcome, Ben.
Hello.
I can hear
you.
Yeah,
Choma, honestly, you see, what is going on now? I happen to be the president general of my town union. I have the one that was slated to happen on 26. I have cancelled it.
The palliative distribution?
My brothers that are coming from the United States, they called me and told me what is going on. Now we have taken an inventory. We have do a kind of analysis what they are bringing in now, the number of people. The number of people is times 100 what they are bringing in. And there is not too many something that happen in Abuja, in Anambra, might still happen in my place. So what do you do? I have to tell them, look, and you can see the position the government is taking. Once it happens, the government will come and arrest the people that are trying to help people. They will come and arrest them. Okay. It's not a laughing matter. You're a journalist. You can agree with me. That's what the government is doing. And these people, let me tell you, most of these are brothers and diaspora. They listen to this and they baffle at what the government is doing. They're the ones that call me and say, look, President, we are cancelling this thing. Well, am I following what is happening? I say, yes, I do. He said, we are cancelling this thing. We don't want to come and do good. Our good will turn to bad. You see? And somebody is telling you that it is not the hunger that is causing it, that it's the need that is organizing it. But I was given 100 bag of rice. And then I was expecting before 100 bag of rice. I don't have more than 80 to 100 people. But now over 2,000 people will come there. What do you think will happen? No, over 2,000 people will come at that venue. You never expect are you going to pursue them? Say no, don't come. Because they don't have food to eat. Look at what happened in Anambra. Majority of them are widows, women. You're supposed to pass this information. Majority of people that died in Anambra, I've been following the Anambra case this month because I have some.
I do, it's true. I heard about it when it happened this morning. And, I was told that this event is usually organized for widows. Yes.
Yes, many widows. They have all died. And somebody is telling you that the people did not organize it well, or that the people somebody that brought over close to 500,000 or 1 million to help people, that man is a fool. That man is a wicked man. He did not start with talking about it. Please, take it easy.
Thank you.
This is where there is no way this kind of people will not exist in our state, but we'll find a way to. I like your maturity, honestly.
Thank you.
I didn't know you possess this kind of.
Thank you. Let's hear from others, all right? Thank you so much. I really appreciate 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call to be part of the conversation. If you'd rather send a message on WhatsApp, it is to 0817 175 6338. Guess what? You can also call me on WhatsApp and I will take your calls. Yes, so call me on WhatsApp in case you cannot reach the direct calls. All right, so call me up. Woo, we can only take one more call. And time is fast spent. It's 18 minutes before 6 p.m. Recall that 6 p.m. is when we have to end the show, okay? So you're my last caller for the evening.
Hello,
Welcome to the recap.
Chairman.
Hi, what's your name and location, please?
My position about Abia State aerodrome. You see, it is too early for that governor to give such a gigantic project while we need factories all over Abia. It is too early. I think, is it that do some people advise our governors how they should go? We need industries. Abba is supposed to be industrial based. Big industries. We need it in Abba. So this international, the aerodrome, it also supposed to be. By now, it's too early. Because Imo State, they have airport, Calabar have airport, Port Harcourt airport. So I never expected Mr. Oti to behave this way he's behaving. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your call. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so dearly. Thank you for keeping it short, all right? It's time for me to take your comments on YouTube and your messages on WhatsApp. Please don't roast me, okay? Please don't roast me. I'm somebody's child, right? So take it easy on me. Thank you. Tochko Adele on YouTube is saying, good afternoon. No, any southeastern state needs capital projects that they can have, such as an airport. The airport is a business driver. The people can take off or land either in Imo or Abia. Ozo Obinwa says, I don't know why our governors don't think in Europe. Here, they only have airports in some states. You can go with train to the nearest airport. Tochko Adele says, good evening. Even the subsidy removals was not done in good faith. Rather, he did it to widen this company's oil. It is not really to save any money to do what it earns. No plans to curtail the effect. Oladiwale says, why is he flaring up like that on public radio? Ms. Chioma Femi Adesina, who? Chidi Otugo says, okay, take a break. Oladiwale says, should Nigerians raise a white flag now that the hope of the common man is finally dashed and captured? Pastor Vanity Van Ghost says, I will, if you pick Osifo call again, I will not watch your program again. I agree with Anosike. So if Osifo's family were to be victims of the Stampede, would he say that the Stampede was not caused by hunger? Oladiwale, is Nigeria done for if the judiciary, the hope of the common man, is captured? Pastor Vanity Van Ghost, Chama, please try and regulate Osifo's calls, the wicked man. I'm so hot-tempered, I don't want to comment more than this. Oladiwale, weaponized poverty, yes, but solutions are in the hands of the people. All right, we're heading over to WhatsApp. I have to begin from the beginning. Okay, and take your calls from the beginning. All right. Okay. The horse at the back follow the footstep of the one in front. No one is cleaning what is going on in Nigeria setting. The one giving order is a culprit, and everyone at the back is aware. God will save Nigeria. Elder Isaac from Idimo. Hi, Chema Innocent. I'm concerned about the recent reports of Nigerian police threatening to arrest citizens who speak negatively about politicians. Is this still a democracy? I'm worried that this might be a sign of repression, similar to what we experienced in North Korea. What's happening to freedom of speech in Nigeria? I would appreciate some clarification on this matter. Greetings from ND in North Korea. All right, ND, what the police force public PRO said was that insults, right, can is a crime. It's different from defamation, and if you curse someone online, you can be arrested for that. Okay, they didn't say they would arrest anyone who speaks negatively about politicians. What the first PRO said was insults is a crime. Insulting someone online or cursing someone out online is a crime, and that one can be arrested for that, and it's different from defamation. Okay, so that is it. Even though many lawyers do not agree with him. Good evening. The arrest of the woman whose food item sharing killed a number of people in Ibadan is just to give her protection by the police, and not any persecution is meant. Please do not be fooled. In the case of the young champ, Honorable... Okay. Sochko Adele, thank you for your opinion. Good evening, Mr. Noske, my journalist of the year. Chema, read my message in full. Dial, this is your handwriting. Nigeria is in a nightmare, courtesy of Balablu. From the day they came in, everything turns upside down. From subsidy is gone, insecurity, economic disaster, turning the people to beggars and margery in the midst of plenty. Look at the incident that happened to 35 innocent children in Ibadan, 27 dead in Anambra, others in Abuja. Let me read the message now before you send another one. others in Abuja. Remember, people died in customs stampede in Lagos, etc. Just because APC turned people to beggars due to obnoxious policies. Okay, you said the blood of the people will be on their head, except the Lord is not on the throne. Is not on the throne. Daya from Fagba, thank you so much. The distribution of food palliatives in Ibadan, Anambra, and Abuja has been marred by the organizers' failure to act with integrity. It's unacceptable that hunger is being used as an excuse for their inadequacies. Ultimately, only God knows the true intention and motivation behind the organizers' action. Abidin from Bagada, are you serious, Abidin? Good evening. I keep getting videos of the bodies of the people who died at the Stampede in Okija today, and honestly, is not what anyone should be looking at. Good evening, Chairman Mr. Noske. Today's topic is many. I don't even know which one to talk about. May God by his infinite mercy help his own that trust in him. If I chuku from Egbeda, if I say speechless. Good evening, Chairman Mr. Noske. We can now see how people are dying in Stampede due to hunger. I bet you it gives the political class hey, how can you say it makes them climax? This is what they anticipated towards making the people poor to a point of not having a choice in election decision. They lied when they said they sympathize with the families of the dead. They do not mean well. This happens when the wicked and principality are in power, the people cry. But when the righteous are in power, the people rejoice. Ezekiel from Ejigbo. Chama, one of your colleagues has barred the CFO from calling. You should do the same. On the issue of the Stampede, it was because Tinubu said it will continue where Buhari stopped. You can see the result. Even in my church today, the crowd was too much because of hunger in the land. John from Ijanikin. Chama, good evening. You are biased this evening. Must you allow Peter Osifo to trash his view when he extends his time limits? Now, wow, Ikame has barred him from calling. Also, many others. If the analyst say he doesn't want a particular caller, respect him. He's a senior colleague. Majority of people against Osifo, we don't need to support stupidity because everyone has a right, blah, blah, blah. We are all educated. Hapa. Good evening, Sister Chema and the Rare Gem. Mr. Noske, the words palliatives X my ears. Palliatives by the government of the day is just propaganda. All the Nigerians hear is palliatives here and there, but nothing is seen or received by the masses. I can't imagine the type of people that are leading this nation at present. It's as if the government of the day is blind, deaf, and dumb. People are suffering. Food and medicine are the most hit. May God help the less privileged Nigerians. A note of plea to Mr. Noske, please cool down. If you stand by your threat, then the motive of the wicked ones has been granted. So let us see for B. We Nigerians know his mission. Please, sir, we cannot afford to miss you. Egege from Agege. Good evening. Good evening to you as well. Good evening, Chairman San Osike. My name is Mechlin from Ojo Alaba. Honestly, Osifo must be ill. Why is he always coming on air talk as if he's living on the moon? He's always counter reasonable opinion of the people. He should be very careful. Good evening. I would suggest that Osifo should be blacklisted from participating in this station for the time being. This man is due to be suspended for now. As far as I'm concerned, he's mentally deranged. Eugene Mary from Isheri. Can we talk about the issues at hand? Greetings to you. Choma Misanoske, can you see what removal of subsidy has cost? Stampede at Ibadan, Abuja, and Anambra. People died. Reason, hunger. Why? Because of inhuman policy of the present government. They don't care. Daniel from Oshodi. Choma, Nigerian police was not structured to protect Nigerian citizens. Please, Choma, I'm appealing to my brother, Mr. Anosuke, to calm down. We know where Peter Osifo belongs. It shouldn't bother you this much. Daniel from Oshodi. All right, Daniel, thank you so much for your message. Thank you for writing all the way from Oshodi. Saying, good, every all is a pity. Good evening, okay? All, it's a pity how Nigerians are suffering just to eat. This is Shakanade from Lagos, Alaba. Good evening, Chama. Peter Noske is a revered journalist any day, anytime. Mr. Peter, you're the rock of ages. You don't carry Jesus title to give and what's happen. Thank you immensely for your insight submission. The country is in a great shambles. There's hunger in the land. Churchill from Surulere. Chema, I beg you with God, read out this message. Chema, Osifo is seriously owing me massively. He's owing me a tons of slap on his kodo forehead. I know they preach violence. I beg you. Uchechukwu Chiano Emmanuel from Ejigbo. Good evening, Chema. Mr. Anos. Okay, Abia Airport has been planned and mapped out during the administration of Dr. Victor Okeze Ikwazu. Secondly, Abia State is the only state that have no airport in the southeast. Osifo is always odd on the main issues. That means Stampede is what is reigning. Hunger is actually the cause of the Stampedes. And also, there should be another investigation to prevent future occurrence. Have a splendid weekend. Friday for Mikoton. I dare say anyone who is organizing a palliative distribution right now, they are cancelling it. Who is this? Who is Anosuke to tell you that you should not pick Peter Osifo calls? The essence is threatening that if you pick call, he's in studio, he will walk out. You can see that if he's given an opportunity, he will be a tyrant in Kim. He should be banned from being in your studio. He does. Now, wow. Everybody, you see the difference in opinions we're talking about. You see the differences in opinions we're talking about. If I did not read your message because of the content, you would say I am being biased. So that is what happens when you are the voice of the people. Good evening, Choma and Anosuke. I've had an awful encounter with the police on the highway whereby I was with my beautiful family. A policeman flagged me down in order to collect 100 naira while I was trying to pull over. He got furious at me, thinking I would escape from him. He brandished his gun and the head of the gun fell off. It infuriated him even more. At another occasion, a policeman flagged me down while my little Michael was on the bike with me. He wanted 100 naira as usual, but I didn't succumb to his demand. He brandished his gun while I maintained the same speed. He finally spat on us. The police brutality is rampant nowadays that the masses have come up with the notion of I no go gree for anybody, irrespective of whose bull is gored. Nigerians should avoid a policeman wielding a gun, whether dead or alive, because their mental health is not being taken care of periodically by the government. Majority of them are frustrated, hence on alcohol. Chisco from Ijegu Ijagemo delayed grading road. Why now? Chisco, they've started doing your road. Why are they delaying? My name is Olariwaju Latif Jimo. Nigeria has at this period been totally fed on the cankerworms in government. Jama, I can see the imperial so pertinent in Nigerian society right while I was in the university. Sadly, the so-called SUG and NANS are the trainees under the same people killing the country with their political criminal ideology. These people are the ones you call the future. What is the fate of the country? From IK, government should be blamed on what happened in Anambra for impoverishing the masses and not the organizers. Good evening, Chairman. What happened in Ibadan is a result of hunger in the country and nothing else. I may like to have Mr. Remi's contact. What's what I can do? No. If you have to know him by yourself, except if he expressly permits me to do that, I cannot do that. Now, I have to take this call because you've been calling me repeatedly, so I believe you have something to say. Good evening and welcome to Recap.
Good evening.
Thank you.
Chairman,
1 minute, please, sir. 1 minute.
Oh, okay. I will rush. First of all, my condolences go to the family of the deceased. May Almighty God give them the heart to bear the loss.
Amen.
2, we cannot blame anybody than hunger. Hunger caused this stampede. That's the problem. 10 years ago, you cannot ask people to come because of 5,000 and they will come. Nobody will come because of the situation in the land. No, the organizer, the only thing I can advise them because of next time, you can go to the various schools. This school, 1,000, this school, 1,000, this school, 1,000. You can do it like that and give them what you want to give them. You should not do it like that. Lastly, Osifo purposely make me not to call your vision sometimes. His comment is not acceptable at all. May God be with you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you for your call. All right, we can't take any more calls. Good evening. I'm trying so hard to take everybody's message, but we need to go in 2 minutes. Okay, good evening, Chris from Surulere. I'm deeply concerned about the alarming rate of starvation and hunger in Nigeria. Despite being Africa's largest economy, it's disheartening to see many citizens struggling to access basic necessities like food. I urge the government to take immediate action to address the crisis. Thank you for allowing me. Good evening, Chairman. Government has succeeded in weaponizing poverty in the nation. May God heal us. Olakunle from Egbeda. Henry Uba from Festa. Good evening, Mr. Chairman and great man. More stampedes from different states are coming. Hopefully not. Good evening, crew. Okay, I can't take this message. Good evening. What is your message? Chairman Mr. Anoski, I've called 2 times when my call's cut. I know that it was bad network. I have decided to write. The stampede that kills the people was caused by the government due to bad policies of the government. Come to the issue of Nigerian police, they cannot change. Even if you watch them with bleach. Please, Chairman, talk to Osifo. He's always against Nigerians in any issue. I don't know why. Chikeze from Agor. Thank you so much for your message, Chikeze. I really appreciate you. We've come to the end of the program. We cannot take any more calls or messages at this moment because we need to go for the world news at 6 to come up shortly. Let's get your concluding thoughts on everything we've discussed today, Mr. Peter Anoski.
I just have one thought. Mr. Remy from UK, I appreciate you for being a steadfast listener to our radio station. But I maintain that any day I'm here and Peter Usifo's phone is picked, I'll walk out of the studio. I stand by that. You don't need to
keep repeating that.
I stand by that.
So that's your concluding thought of everything we've discussed today.
Any day I'm here and you pick his call, I'll walk out of the
this
station.
Stampede that happened in Ibadan, Anambra,
I've told you my.
But I want to get your concluding thoughts on the Stampede
I've told you
issue.
All I want to say.
You don't want to talk about that anymore.
All I want. Any day I'm here and you pick his call, I walk out of the studio.
Let's get your concluding thoughts now. You have gone back to issue that we have already passed.
That's my concluding thought.
All right, though. My own concluding thought is yes, it's Christmas. I think by the time we'll come back next week Saturday. Christmas would have passed already. A lot of people are trying to get palliatives, right, from different corners. You can see what is happening in the nation. Anywhere you see people gathering to collect palliatives, or you hear that the palliatives will be shared, please, if they're expecting more amount of people than you think makes sense, don't go there, okay, please, in order to safeguard your life at this critical point. In fact, from indications, most people will now be canceling any plans that they have made to share palliatives. Okay, so just protect yourself, and if you can afford to, just give to the people who cannot afford something to celebrate this Christmas, no matter how little. It might be just one jerica of rice. You never know how much is going to impact the life of the person that you're giving it to. My name is Chioma Innocent. The recap will make a return same time, same station next week. Do have an amazing evening.